This is John Ford. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Nice to be here.
Can you tell me a little about yourself, where you live, what you do, how close you are to the turbine?
Certainly. I live at 372 Blacksmith Shop Road, and that places me 2,481 feet from the Webb turbine. Mm-hmm. That's the one that's closest to my home. Mm-hmm. And about 3,379 feet from Falmouth Wind 1. Mm-hmm. And I'm about 4,300 feet from Wind 2. It's not online yet, but you could essentially say that I live in close proximity to a wind farm.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 64 years old. I don't work. Mm-hmm. I'm retired, and I'm slowly going out of my mind. Mm-hmm. And it's because of the turbines.
Can you describe the symptoms that you've been having, and also what happens when you go away and come back?
Sure.
Or if the wind is doing different things?
Sure. What I experience, I'm a very active guy. Mm-hmm. And before the turbines started spinning, my blood pressure was always in the 120s over 70, mm-hmm. and I would have a heart rate somewhere in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed very, very good health. And since the turbines have been active, my health has declined, and mostly in the field of blood pressure. Mm-hmm. Where I had those 120s over 70s, now it's not out of the ordinary for me to be 170 over 90 with a heart rate in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Just last night, I woke up in the middle of the night, and my heart was just racing. Mm-hmm. And I had worked out yesterday during the day, so I find if I work out, the more I work out, the better off I sleep. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it's almost like if I get completely exhausted, mm-hmm. that's the best way for me to go to bed. Mm-hmm. And I was woken probably around 3:20, and I just sat on the side of my bed, and I could just feel my heart just pounding. And I went over and opened up the window, and sure enough, the Webb turbine was cooking. And so that's probably the most dramatic part of my health that's declined. Other areas, headaches, I have earaches, a lot of sleeplessness, a lot of interrupted sleep, and I feel fatigued the next day. Now, this isn't 7 days a week, but in certain conditions, I experience these effects. I get anxious. My temper isn't what it used to be. I'm easy to fly off the handle, and I'm testy to be around. And my girlfriend reminds me of that. That's one of the visible signs that I'm bothered.
So, how many days a week are you sleeping poorly?
It varies, mm-hmm. depending on the wind. When the wind's blowing anywhere from the northwest to the east, or even southeast, mm-hmm. I don't sleep very well. Mm-hmm. There are times it's 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. Mm-hmm. I'm woken up. I used to sleep with all my windows open, mm-hmm. and just really enjoy the fresh air. And even the rustling of the leaves, I find it very soothing. And I can't sleep with my windows open anymore. Mm-hmm. Even with them closed, I'll wake up with that pounding. And trying to get back to sleep is it's a chore. So I'll go out into the little living room that I have and try and read, or get online and try to do something soothing. And sometimes I fall asleep in the living room on the couch. But it's dramatically changed since these turbines have been erected.
So you're waking up with your heart pounding.
Yes, ma'am.
And with a feeling, what do you feel like in terms of alarm or alertness or anger, or what sort of emotion?
Well, once I'm awake and I realize that it's why I'm awake, I immediately slip into this mood of anger. And I have sometimes taken my blood pressure at that time. And it's off the walls when I do. And so I don't have to take my blood pressure anymore when I'm woken up at night, because I have a pretty good idea where it's going to be. Last year, during my yearly physical, I spoke with my physician about it, and he said, he was taking my blood pressure at the time, he says, well, I see talking about it certainly doesn't help you, because he could see my blood pressure going up just talking about it. If I think about it, I get upset. Talking about it bothers. I'm getting upset talking right now, thinking about it. Being surrounded by these acoustical drapes, it's very nice. I don't hear much. And that's what I used to experience. I don't experience that anymore.
That's what you used to experience?
The quietness.
Yes.
In my home.
Yeah.
And I don't anymore.
Yeah. So has your doctor had to give you more treatment for your blood pressure?
No, not yet. In fact, I see him for my yearly physical again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Yeah.
I keep a chart of my blood pressure.
You measure it right
and
at home.
I submit it to him every, each time I see him.
Yeah.
So it's this will be 2 years now that he has seen me under the influence of the turbines. So I'll be interested to see what he finds, what he recommends. And
do you get? You said you get earaches and headaches.
the earaches I get, I only get them in one ear, and it's sort of like the feeling when you have water in the ear from swimming, and there's a dull ache, and it's not in one ear more than the other, but sometimes it's my right ear, sometimes it's my left. I don't think I've experienced earaches in both ears at the same time.
Do you have a feeling of pressure in your ears?
Maybe I do. Maybe that's the dull ache. But it feels like this. I know that the hearing has changed.
It has?
Yes.
So what's your hearing done?
My hearing has changed when I have those earaches.
Like you can't hear as well?
Well, it's
when you have them?
like sticking your finger in your ear, and you can only.
Yeah.
I can only hear the turbine with one ear instead of two. So it's.
What about ringing in your ears?
Occasionally. Occasionally, and only for short periods of time. That happens during the day. If I'm home. When I'm away from home, everything is nice. I was out sailing Saturday. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it was blowing like mad, and we had a great sail, and it was terrific. And I came home thoroughly exhausted, and had something to eat, and went to sleep a little later on, and was woken up again by the turbines. So, when I'm away from home, I'm okay.
How long does it take to go to being okay again? Does it happen immediately as soon as you get away?
It's almost when I'm out of my driveway, and I'm on the road leaving the Cape. That's when things are the way they used to be. I'm not as agitated. I'm not as anxious.
Mm-hmm.
The anger leaves,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm back to my old self. So when I'm away from home, everything is pretty nice, and when I'm around from home, it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Under all the wind conditions, or just some? You said you're.
Some more than others,
Mm-hmm.
but I live. I live high up. I'm 140 feet above sea level,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Web Turbine is about 150 feet above sea level. And the only thing between my bedroom and his turbine is leaves, trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently purchased some acoustical windows for my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be anxious to see how they perform in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
They've provided some help, but the real test will be this winter when there's no leaves.
So you've had some cost trying to retrofit your house to improve things.
Yes, I spent $2,600 on the windows,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a brand new roof put on
Mm-hmm.
with these heavy duty architectural shingles,
Mm-hmm.
and I've noticed some decrease in the noise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe I'll take some of these acoustical drapes with me on the way home. I don't know.
How much did that cost to do the roof?
$11,000 to do the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and $2,600 for the windows,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm holding off trying to get an air conditioner because I don't like air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
But it's stifling to sleep in a small bedroom with the windows closed,
Mm-hmm.
and so that will be another cost
Mm-hmm.
that I'm delaying right
Mhm.
now.
Any additional trips away?
No.
Okay.
I go off Cape for football games
Mm-hmm.
and have a great time while I'm away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when I'm on my property.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ornamental trees and
Mhm.
flowers
Mm-hmm.
that I like to tend to, and butterfly bushes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was out trimming the butterfly bush, enjoying this beautiful yellow swallowtail.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wind had just picked up, and boom, boom, boom. And all the peace and the serenity and the enjoyment, it just kind of flitted away.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's I spend less time out in the yard now
Mm-hmm.
than I used to because it's that disturbing.
Can you talk about your headaches? You mentioned headaches.
Headaches, they come for short duration also,
Mm-hmm.
longer than the earaches.
Mm-hmm.
But I find the best cure for that is to get away from the property.
Mm-hmm.
My headaches, I don't have headaches or earaches when I'm away from my property.
And did you have headaches or earaches before
No.
this?
Occasional headache, but
Mm-hmm.
not on a consistent basis like I'm having now.
Mm-hmm. Do you get any dizziness or vertigo?
Yes, and I don't get it. I get it when I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find myself doing the two-step,
Mm-hmm.
and for no, what is that? And for exercise, I do a lot of rollerblading,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to have balance to rollerblade.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't fall when I don't trip
Mm-hmm.
when I'm rollerblading,
Mm-hmm.
but yet I can trip in my kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I can trip in my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm off Cape, I don't trip,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm a home tripper, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
So a little equilibrium disturbance.
Yes.
Like you do a little two-step to get your balance.
Just to get my
your
balance.
feet back under you again.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have any sensation of movement or spinning?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Any nausea or difficulty with eating? Appetite?
No, appetite is still there. I haven't experienced nausea. So I feel lucky. I know some of my neighbors have have a lot of trouble with that. So I would just like to get back to feeling the way I used to feel.
Yeah. And the feelings in your chest, you have your heart pounds.
My heart pounds, and there's almost like a tightness. And I was worried about that last year when I was experiencing it, and spoke to the doctor about that. And he ran tests on me, and he says, "No, your heart is fine." So, but I explained to him that I get these sensations when I'm home, mostly when I'm woken at night by the turbines.
Does it affect your breathing, this tightness?
I can have some shortness of breath when I wake up. Sometimes I'm breathing heavily, and there's no reason I should be breathing heavily. I've been unconscious.
Yeah, you're just lying in bed asleep.
Yes, but that goes with the rapid heartbeat.
Yeah.
And a glass of water, walking around, laying down out on the couch in the living room will help.
How long will it take you to get back to sleep?
That's hard to say, because I don't know what time I fall asleep. I know sometimes I keep a log as to when I'm woken up, and sometimes I'm awake for an hour and a half, 2, sometimes 3 hours, and then finally I'll get back to sleep. But I could be woken for maybe 15 minutes, and then fall asleep in the other room. But then I can be woken up again and be up for another 15, 20 minutes. And it's that constant interruption of sleep that it takes its toll on me. The next day I'm extremely irritable, and I'm very, very testy, and I just feel logy, depressed. I feel depressed.
How's your thinking and concentration?
Not what it used to be. And when I say used to be, I'm saying pre-wind turbines. I'll go downstairs for something, and I'll forget what I went down there for. Then I'm halfway back up the stairs, and it will come to me. So it's almost as if I've been drugged, because I don't have that clarity anymore. I don't have that quick responsiveness. That's gone. And but I don't experience that when I'm away from home. So it's when I'm home that I have trouble.
What did you do before you retired?
Jack of all trades, master of none. The last trade,
master of many.
Last job I had was as a landscaper. And before that, I was in the maritime industry. And then I used to sell, I used to be in sales. I used to sell golf equipment, tennis equipment. Then I also used to sell hardware, and I sold shoes. I was in the restaurant business for many, many years. And I have had a variety of jobs.
What did you think about the turbines before they were installed?
I was leery of them, but I'm a huge recycler, and I thought green energy was a positive thing, and that has completely changed. I still recycle, but as far as wind energy goes, I don't see the economics of it. All I see, and I see it firsthand, are the health effects from living nearby. I know a lot of people in town who don't live near them, and they get a little discouraged when they ask me how I am, because I tell them how I am, and it's the same old story. They don't want to hear it. But we were told that the erection of the Webb turbine, the neighbors would hardly notice. It would be imperceptible, the difference in ambient noise. And that was a bold-faced lie. And I think a lot of us have been, they pulled the wool over our eyes. And I don't think everything was thought out. What the effects, total effects of a wind turbine would be in a residential area. They don't belong anywhere near homes. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
We have some glimmer of hope that the town of Falmouth will do the right thing. A few years ago, there was a problem in one of the Falmouth neighborhoods with water, and the town meeting saw fit to fix the water problem, to actually help those neighbors who were affected, and there weren't that many neighbors. And in a similar vein, there aren't that many neighbors that are affected by these turbines, and the town has an opportunity to fix what's wrong with the neighborhood.
What do you think they should do?
I would like to see them first curtail the turbines, and I'd like to see them disassembled and possibly sold, or they could move them away from residences. They just don't belong in neighborhoods. So I'm hopeful.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr.